For this next exercise, we're going to render a model within Revit and do a walkthrough. So go ahead and open up your pre-architectural Revit PDF file to page 467. And we're going to go ahead and open up our house in 3ds Max and put it into the perspective view. And then go ahead and select a site view. And the site view has everything included, and make sure that your rendering icon is selected. And we're going to go ahead and select the camera once we get the rendering open. Let's go to the views, select camera, and let's go ahead and drop that camera in, and not too close because we want to have a good picture of the house, and drag it all the way through the house so we don't crop too much. And try to get the whole house in there if you can. Okay, and there we go. There's my house. Okay, and you'll notice that this view should have appeared, and in your 3D views it should be a new view in there. So there was my old view, and it's automatically going to be saved in there, and I can always go back and open this up. Now if you notice, I don't have it selected, but if you go back in here, right click and say show camera, and then go back to any view, you can see where it is, and this gives you the ability to modify your camera. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and create a rendering here. So let's go back to our view that we want, and let's go to rendering. Now ray trace is actually a very advanced mathematical calculation way to do renderings here. Alright. So on page 470, make sure you set this up. And I'll go ahead and do it. So I'm going to go ahead and select Ray Trace. New. Go ahead and I'll do Scene 1. Select OK. Exterior is what I want, sunlight. OK. And then let's go ahead and select the settings. And we'll do environment, and you can experiment with some of these. Background images, automatic sky, which is selected right there. So obviously we can put in images, show sky if sun is off. There's a lot we can do here. Haze, and you can experiment with a lot of these. Alpha channel, that means there's nothing there, which means in Photoshop you don't have to take a white layer. It's actually there's nothing there, so that's what the alpha channel is. It's usually RGBY or CMYK plus an alpha channel. It's an extra invisible layer that's available. And go ahead and select the clouds, and that picture should appear for you. And make sure that you see that cloud there. And we'll do sheet clouds, and we'll say OK twice. OK. And then from the options bar, it's asking us, on the options bar, it's asking us for 72, 75. These are pretty low resolutions. Maybe just do something a little nicer. And then go ahead and select Go. Alright, there you go. And you can see it's going, so it's updating as it goes along here. Okay, so here we go with the higher resolution. Now let's go ahead and enhance this model. So go to the site view, and we'll go to the site component, go ahead and select select a site component. And we're going to pick a tree. And I'll just go ahead and drop that in there. And you can randomly put them in, but remember where your camera was so you will see them. Alright. Then open up your 3D view. Let's go to the camera. Okay. Then we'll just re-render it. So capture rendering from the rendering tab. And I'll go ahead and hit display model. And then I want to go ahead and change this roof. Select the roof. Hit the properties icon. And we'll go ahead and we'll change it to edit new. And from the structure, select edit. And the roofing asphalt. And we'll go ahead and select wood shake. And say OK. Okay, go ahead and select an exterior wall. Structure, same thing, edit. Then on the texture here, go ahead and select the texture. And select brown non-form 12-inch running. And choose OK 5 times to exit. OK. You can also hit return. And then we'll go ahead and render the image. And then on page 476, we're going to go ahead and capture this rendering. So let's go ahead and do that. Capture rendering. Yes, we'll replace it. And go ahead and save your work. And we've completed placing a camera, setting up the ray tracing, and changing the materials. In this lesson, we're going to create a walkthrough of our house using the instructions from Pre-Architectural Revit. So go ahead and open up to page 477, and let's go ahead and follow the instructions, and then go ahead and open up your house. And then go ahead and press level 1. And we'll go ahead and do the walkthrough. So go ahead and select the View tab. And then we'll go ahead and select the walkthrough. And you'll notice on the top we have the perspective and the scale and the offset. And then it asks us to place 6 keyframes around the building as shown on page 478. bar. And then we're going to go ahead and select Edit Walkthrough and select the active camera. So then go ahead and select the direction control, which is in the center, and we want to move that to the direction of the house. And then we're going to do that to the six times of the position of the house. All pointed to the house. Then go ahead and select Open from the options bar and select the next frame. Gosh, I don't know. Do I say yes? Alright, and then so go ahead and let's go ahead and edit the walkthrough now. And we're going to make some changes, modify it. Edit walkthrough, let's go ahead and select the path. And I'm going to go ahead and drag these out, they're too close. Okay, and then to select the walkthrough, go to the walkthrough and double click it. And edit walkthrough. And you should have a better view of your walkthrough. So in order to edit your walkthrough, double click it, you need to select the box, and then you can edit it, and you can push play. Then we're going to go ahead and export it. Go to File, Export, Walkthrough. And let's go ahead and save this into our file as an AVI file. And you have controls in here, shading with edges, ray tracing, what have you. So now obviously the higher it is, the lower down the list, the longer it'll take to render. Okay, and full frames, go to Microsoft Video 1, quality, you can adjust this. This increases the file size. And it's rendering. Alright, so you've completed the portion of the exercise on creating a walkthrough with an animation. And so you should have an AVI file completed when you're done with this exercise.